Welcome back to the WHHI-TV Daily News. With me now is Tanya Aebersold, and she is a multilingual teacher with the Beaufort County School District. And today we're talking all about National Board Certification. We're going to do it in two parts, and Tanya is our first part today. So thank you for being here. This is a really fascinating subject. So let's talk a little bit about the certification process and how it influences students' outcomes in your classroom or in classrooms in general.
I certified as a National Board Certified teacher in 2004. So I have been doing this for many years. And initially you have a 10-year renewal process. And then now I just last year completed the maintenance of certification, the MOC process here at Bluffton Elementary School. And when part of becoming a National Board Certified teacher, you have certain components that you need to fulfill. And one of the components that you need to fulfill is that you need to basically be knowledgeable in your content. And so my content is English as a new language. And as working with students who are MLs, there are so many things that you need to provide for students and just students in general. And one of the things that helps by being a nationally board certified teacher is that you are very professional and you are knowledgeable about your content. In particular, when I came to Bluffton Elementary School, I noticed that there were items missing in schools in my previous prior schools. And one thing that I noticed was, especially for my MLs, that there really wasn't a lot of inclusion within the school. And so as a nationally board certified teacher, one thing is that you're almost like self-motivated to find a solution to a problem that you are observing. And the distinguishing characteristic of someone who's nationally board certified versus a teacher who is not is that you will have the motivation to try and solve that problem. And so for myself, being nationally board certified and needing to maintain my certification, I knew that there was a project that I needed to work at my school. So the project that I worked on was to create an environment that will be more welcoming for the students. And one thing that's very important for students that are coming from other countries is that to see your own flag is very important. And so I wrote a grant so that we could receive funding to purchase these the flags, which we just received the grant. And so we're going to display the flags in the cafeteria. And not only is it beneficial for my students, it's beneficial for all the students in the school, because a lot of American students are unfamiliar with international flags. So imagine the dialogue that you have between an ML student and a non-ML student that will occur when you're both observing the same thing. So you're both seeing the flags, you're both trying to realize how to learn more about the culture. And so those are definitely positive experience and would not have occurred if I wasn't needing to maintain my certification as a nationally board certified teacher.
Wow, that's huge impacts that you're having, and congratulations on receiving that grant. We've got just about a minute left. I just would like for you to talk a little bit about, you mentioned before we started filming that there's a peer review process during the certification. Can you just touch on that for just a second for us?
You're held to a higher standard that is so important in teaching. And one thing that I wanted to mention too was how, as a part of one of the components is that you need to maintain your professionalism. And so myself as an ML teacher, one of my professional organizations is Carolina TESOL. And so if going through the MOC process, I needed to try a new thing. And so one thing I tried was to become the Lowcountry representative for Carolina TESOL. And so in taking on that role, which is a volunteer role, you learn how to make an entire conference there are hours of volunteer work that you're doing to provide services and new experiences for over 600 teachers. So imagine that one impact of volunteering to do this role, which then helps other other teachers, which then helps their students. So going through the national board process and becoming a nationally board certified teacher has helped improve my practice and will help many other teachers in this way.
Well, Tanya, thank you so much for being here. We're going to talk to your colleague after a quick break because there's a lot more to discuss about this topic. So we'll be back in just a moment.